Okay, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to look at the digital world through the stark black, white, and bright blue lens of an architectural blueprint. When we browse the web, shop on an app, or stream a video, we usually only see the polished surface. But underneath all of that user-friendly design, well, there's a complex, rigid, and highly intentional structure at work.
So how do free websites actually survive? As professionals in the digital space, we know the free internet is a total illusion. But what's really fascinating is the hidden, highly structured architecture of distributors, creators, and advertisers that mirrors traditional broadcasting to make that illusion feel completely seamless. Behind literally every single click, swipe, and search is a carefully constructed architecture designed specifically to generate revenue.
Here is our master index for today's schematic. 1. The foundation. 2. 8 key elements. 3. Revenue models. 4. B2C and B2B giants. 5. The decentralized edge. And 6. The future horizon. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The foundation, the core DNA of digital operations.
A virtual business model isn't just some vague conceptual idea. It's a literal architecture. It dictates exactly how a company makes money and where it positions itself in the value chain. It spells out the flow of products, the flow of services, and the flow of information. It defines exactly who the players are, what roles they play, and most importantly, where the cash actually comes from.
Section 2. 8 key elements, our structural pillars.
There are exactly 8 key elements that a successful virtual business model absolutely must address. If a business plan is missing even one of these, the entire structure is compromised.
And here they are, the 8 load-bearing pillars. You've got to understand your market opportunity, who your competitors are in the competitive environment, your competitive advantage, your market strategy, how your organizational development will play out, and of course the strength of your management team. But while all 8 are absolutely vital, we're going to heavily emphasize the first 2 right now, value proposition and revenue model. These are the absolute lifeblood of the whole operation. The value proposition answers the fundamental question: why should a customer buy from you? It's your personalization, your convenience, your cost reduction. And the revenue model? Well, that's how you actually capture the value you've just created.
Section 3. Revenue models, or the financial mechanics.
Notice how these abstract academic acronyms translate right into bottom-line reality. Think about it. If you're Yahoo, you offer content to draw eyeballs, and then you charge advertisers for access to those eyeballs. That's the advertising revenue model, or ARM. If you provide high-value, exclusive content like Consumer Reports, you're using a subscription fee revenue model. Then you have companies like eBay or E-Trade that sit right in the middle and take a cut for enabling a trade. That's the transaction fee model. Amazon, as we all know, relies heavily on the classic sales revenue model, making money by directly selling goods. And then you have sites that steer business to affiliates for a referral fee, the affiliate referral model, like MyPoints. Basically, every successful site you visit uses one or a combination of these exact blueprints.
Section 4. B2C and B2B giants, forming our digital skyline. This cycle brilliantly maps out the complete direct-to-consumer flow. It looks pretty simple at a glance, but there is a lot happening here. The seller business hosts its product details on a virtual storefront. Then, through the internet, the buyer accesses that information and places an order. The internet routes that order right back to the seller, who processes it and dispatches the product. This model brings global reach to small companies, slashes operational costs, and gives immense convenience to the customer with easily searchable content and digital shopping carts.
Now, while B2C directly targets you and me, B2B scales things up massively. Business-to-business interactions involve way more complexity. We aren't just tossing a book into a digital shopping cart here. We're talking about companies reviewing extensive catalogs, defining exact specifications, posting formal requests for proposals, selecting vendors, filling out purchase orders, prepping invoices, and organizing massive product shipments. By digitizing these incredibly complex supply chains, corporations achieve huge savings in distribution and logistical costs. B2B is really the invisible, heavy-duty infrastructure of the entire digital economy.
Section 5. The decentralized edge, exploring emerging neighborhoods.
In consumer-to-consumer, or C2C models, notice how the architecture totally shifts. Instead of a business selling to a consumer, the organization right there in the middle merely acts as a facilitator. Think of eBay. One individual acts as the seller, hosting their product on the facilitator's portal. Another individual acts as the buyer, accessing the portal to place an order. The platform just brings them together, making its revenue through listing fees or commissions, and relying heavily on community trust mechanisms like user ratings.
And this concept evolves even further into peer-to-peer or P2P models. This is all about decentralized resource sharing without a central corporate authority holding all the inventory. It empowers users to share resources directly with each other. Think of how Uber enables drivers to share transportation services directly with riders, or how BitTorrent allows for peer-to-peer file sharing. It dramatically reduces costs by cutting out the middleman, but it also introduces critical new challenges when it comes to regulation, security, and trust.
Section 6. The Future Horizon, our mobile-first future. M-commerce, or mobile commerce, takes these traditional e-commerce models and turbocharges them with wireless technologies like 3G, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. Unlike standard e-commerce where you're tethered to a desktop computer, your mobile device functions as a portable, always-on shopping assistant. It enables location-based services through GPS, meaning you might get a push notification for a coupon right as you physically walk past a specific store. It allows for instant micropayments for things like parking meters or digital entertainment through mobile wallets. It's e-commerce that is deeply location-aware and constantly moving right along with you.
All of these models, B2B, B2C, P2P, M-commerce, they culminate in this one profound reality, the global village. This constant connectivity makes distance completely irrelevant. A small Ethiopian handicraft business can now instantly sell handmade products to buyers in Europe or America via platforms like Etsy or Shopify. They can accept international payments and participate in global trade just as easily as a massive corporation. Information, ideas, and goods now move instantly across a totally borderless world.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, and you think about the vast, intricate architecture of these virtual business models, from those foundational revenue streams to the decentralized mobile-first future, ask yourself, what is your role within this newly connected global village? How will you navigate, or perhaps even build, within this borderless digital blueprint? Because the infrastructure is already there, just waiting for your input.